A tsunami 3 times stronger than the one that devastated Japan in 2011. A mysterious old man visiting a child in her dreams. A blind mystic predicting the end of the world. Welcome to the future, as foreseen by 2 of the most unsettling visionaries of our time. Before we dive into Baba Vanga's terrifying vision of 2025, let's start with someone who has sent waves of fear through East Asia and beyond. Quite literally. In 1999, a Japanese manga artist called Ryo Tatsuki released a book called The Future I Saw. At first glance, just another obscure manga, but inside its pages, dreams, prophecies, nightmares, and they've been coming true. You remember this?
It is with sad news that we announce the death of Freddie Mercury, who has passed away in his home in London.
And this?
We are shocked to announce that Princess Diana, aged 36, has died.
And this? And this? Multiple earthquakes, including the Kobe quake in 2011. Down to the exact number of days she predicted. Here's where things really get weird. There's a mysterious pattern in her predictions tied to the number 5. 15 years after dreaming of Freddie Mercury's death, he died. 5 years after dreaming about Diana, she was gone. And just 15 days after dreaming of an earthquake in Kobe, it struck devastatingly. Oh, and who told her this was going to happen? A strange, kind old man with white hair who used to visit her in a dream since she was 9 years old. She began recording everything, every dream, every symbol, and in The Future I Saw, she dropped her most chilling vision yet. A scene where the ocean south of Japan begins to boil, bubbles rising, the sea steaming. People believe she saw a mega tsunami coming in July 2025. Not just any tsunami, but one 3 times more powerful than the 2011 disaster that claimed over 18,000 lives and triggered the Fukushima nuclear meltdown. The danger zone? A massive diamond-shaped area stretching from Japan to Taiwan, Indonesia, the Philippines, and the Northern Mariana Islands. To make it even spookier, she saw dragon-like shapes approaching from the Pacific. When these shapes were compared to underwater landforms on real ocean maps, they eerily aligned with the formations near the international dateline. And now, tourists are cancelling trips to Japan. Panic is spreading across East Asia. Travel agencies in Hong Kong, Thailand, Vietnam, and China are seeing major drops in bookings. Now, you may think they're bonkers, but just recently, there have been reports of a volcano heating up under the ocean as we speak.
Glaciers of Antarctica are melting from the bottom up due to the internal heat because hot magma rises up towards them. Under the glaciers, there is now warm water, which is heated by the subglacial volcanoes. Before today, we have been led to believe that the melting is the result of human activity, but it turns out to be an absolute lie.
There are even scientists who have been begging us to pay attention since 2022.
They're just shocked that people don't want to hear the truth about the climate and don't understand why we've been persistently talking about it for so long. You can't seem to understand that our planet will only exist until 2036 if we don't change anything.
Politicians? Great, we've done that. Awesome, we've gone to them. Bobby has told us we can arrange a meeting with the country's president for you, but it will cost you. And then they mention an astronomical sum.
If Ryo Tatsuki's visions weren't unsettling enough, let me introduce you to someone whose followers believe she's seen humanity's end. Me? Baba Vanga, the blind prophet of the Balkans. Born in 1911 in what is now North Macedonia, her story sounds like something of a dark fairy tale. When she was 12 years old, She was caught in a powerful tornado or windstorm while she was playing outside. The wind was so strong that it reportedly lifted her into the air and threw her into a nearby field. When her family found her hours later, she was very scared and her eyes were filled with dust and dirt, and she couldn't open them properly. Because her family was poor, they couldn't afford proper medical treatment for her. Over time, she began to lose her vision completely. Doctors later confirmed she had severe eye damage. Later, she went blind. And then the visions and dreams began. She claimed she could see the future, and soon everybody believed her. People started visiting her, asking for advice about their health, personal lives, and even world events. She became known as a mystic or psychic, and many believed her predictions came true. She predicted 9/11, the 2004 Asian tsunami, the rise of ISIS, the Chernobyl disaster, the death of Princess Diana, Barack Obama's presidency, even the Ukraine war. She became so respected that even politicians came to her for predictions. Leonid Brezhnev, Bulgarian leaders, Sergei Medvedev, which was Yeltsin's press secretary, and, let me pronounce this right if I can, Person Ilumshinov, the guy who was abducted by aliens. No joke. Kursan, a chess champion, had claimed to be abducted by aliens on the night of 17th of September 1997. He said they looked very human-like and they wore yellow suits. Supposedly, he was taken from his apartment in Moscow and taken onto their craft. They went to a star. When they landed on one of the planets, they collected some type of equipment, and they talked in great detail and supposedly explained many things to him. And soon he asked to be taken back to Earth because at some point he needed to be in Ukraine. The alien beings replied, "No problem, Kursan, you have time." He said they're people like us with the same mind and vision. He understood from this experience that we are not alone and we are not unique. He also mentioned that chess could possibly come from them because they have the same formation and rules. Baba Vanga died in 1996 at the age of 85, but she left behind some terrifying predictions stretching all the way to 5079, which she said would be the end of the world. But let's focus on 2025, because that's when, according to her, everything starts to go wrong. She predicted that the virus we have just lived through will return again in 5 years, that war would erupt in Europe, and that 2025 would mark the beginning of the apocalypse. Here's a spine-chilling list of what she supposedly saw. A global economic collapse, total financial loss, a major war in Europe, massive destruction, and Europe becoming largely uninhabited, a series of catastrophic earthquakes, mind-to-mind communication, where humanity develops telepathy. Okay, kinda cool, but still creepy. A medical revolution. Humans start growing organs in labs, ending long waiting lists and risky surgeries. A new energy source is discovered, possibly nuclear fusion or something entirely unknown. Oh, and aliens. Yep, Baba Vanga predicted that extraterrestrials will make contact with humans very soon. Now, I'm not going to lie, there is a lot that could be seen as coincidences here, like the economy changing dramatically thanks to Trumpy, war between Ukraine and Russia, Elon Musk making a computer chip for the brain which is slowly going mainstream, and the artificial transplants have been underway since 2011. But you never know, there's time yet for it to be a big thing this year. But wait, there's more. Her prophecy list just keeps going. 2028, a manned mission to Venus. 2033, polar ice caps melt. 2043, Muslims rule Europe. Economy thrives. 2046, people live past 100 with organ transplants. 2066, US attacks Muslim Rome with a climate weapon. 2111, humans become cyborgs. 2125, Hungary receives alien signals. 2130, humans live underwater with the help from aliens. 2288, time travel invented. 3797, life ends on Earth. 5079, the universe collapses. The end of everything. What What do you believe? Are we watching her 2025 predictions unfold? Even if one of these 2025 visions comes true, well, let's just say, I hope we're stocked up on canned food. Are these wild predictions, or are they just myth and mystery? Everyone views reality differently. Many believe our futures are set in stone. Maybe that's why they can be predicted by some. Others believe we are creators and live in a constant state of manifestation, both good and bad, based upon what we believe and the power within those beliefs. If this is true, could all of these things have been created and will be created through a collective dream that we have all been drip fed through religion, culture, science? Are we all feeding into that collective dream after the roots have been firmly planted in our minds so that we could bring about these outcomes and turn them into reality? Some would say that knowing your future creates a sense of safety and power, but if we all took control over our beliefs and manifestations, that would lead to an even more unpredictable world and would leave the already powerful ones feeling powerless. Whatever the case may be, we are living in a time where the most important thing right now is to do the right things, to resolve what's damaged within us, to love deeper than we ever have, and to see from a place of clarity without the ignorance of taking life for granted. Every day is never promised. Let me know what you think in the comments. Was Ryo being visited from a being from another dimension? Is Baba Vanga's timeline eerily accurate? And are we living in the final chapter of humanity, or the prologue of something much stranger? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell before the earth starts boiling. See you in the next video if the timeline allows.